Let's search for meaning through the superhero sci-fi Western character drama that is Logan. I saw this movie in the theater. I saw it twice. And I got really choked. I think everybody gets choked up. I still cry. I cried the other day when I watched this movie. But this called forth fatherhood in me. I knew I was going to have a child 3 months before I saw this movie. But truthfully, I knew when I saw this movie I was having a daughter. Because something in me woke up. This story activated within me. Not in my head, but in my heart. It activated it. And it was that moment of Logan holding his heart in his hand. And I recognized that is literally what I'm doing. This is the father extending the hand and saying, I know I've messed up, but I've tried to do something good for you. And Laura accepts it. She accepts it, and she says, for the first time in the film, she calls not father, but daddy, that Abba, that intimate cry there. And Logan's last words, there's 2 phrases.
Don't be what they made you.
Which is Logan's entire journey. That's what he's learned through all these films.
Oh, this is what it feels like.
Because don't be what they made you is, Laura, you could be better than me. You don't have to be what I am. You can be better. Our kids can be better than us. That's the gift he's giving Laura. That's the lesson that he's wanting to instill. That's the legacy of what a father passes on to their child. You can be better. Don't be what they made you. Also, so this is what it feels like. Because now Xavier's words have come full circle. Take a moment to feel it. So now he can feel at last that sense of family, that sense of connection, that which he never had, a daughter. He can feel it. And also he can literally feel death. Like the comic book genre symbolically is feeling death for the first time. So Logan is on a meta level saying, so this is what it feels like for the hero, the protagonist of the comic book superhero genre, to rest, to die, for the story to end. And it stays there, nailed on the cross in a sense. All those things there. And Laura has to leave the story behind. She has to leave the myth. She has to leave the father, all these things, and she has to go find her own story in Eden. And we don't get to see what that story is because this is Logan. This is Logan's story. It's not Laura. Like the story of Christ, C.S. Lewis says that Jesus is the myth made real, right? In reality, all those images, stories now made tangible. This is that in Logan. For Laura, the myth has been made real to her. Logan has become that archetypal Christ figure. She's using the story of Shane to make sense of Logan, her father's death, and find meaning in it.
A man has to be what he is, Joey. Can't break them all. You tell her everything's all right. There are no more guns in the valley.
She's using stories to draw meaning for this. And the kid, what is the kid holding in his hand, Bobby?
His little Wolverine
He's holding
toy.
his Wolverine toy. He's holding the myth close to him as he's burying it. He's taking something of it. They're all taking something of it with them. But there's one thing that still has to be done, which is perhaps one of the greatest endings in all of cinema.
The cross turning to an X.
The cross. The Christ narrative, the Logan, all the sacrifice that he made, the Christ story becomes the Western. The Western becomes the superhero. And the superhero tells the Christ story again and puts all the pieces back together with new meaning. Because when that cross is turned over into an X, the myth, the real, it all comes together. And Logan becomes the myth made fully realized in reality, just as Christ did. And we, the audience, like Laura, we go find our Eden. We go find our promised land out in this world. And we take that coming together of Christ and the superhero of all these things, and we go find our story and how to live it meaningfully.